All right, let's do example 2. We have done the example 1 here in our previous class. So I'll drop the link to example 1 above you here. So try to check the link above you here, or perhaps check the description of this video. I'll drop the link to how we solve example 1. Let's do example 2. Let's prove that the left hand side is equal to the right hand side. So having my left hand side being equal to my right hand side. Let's prove this, please. We said our very first priority is to pick out the left hand equation. So I'm working on this. So it means that I'll simplify this such that my answer will be something of this nature. So how do we get this done? First is first, repeat down this question there. I have 1 minus cos squared theta all over what there? Sec squared theta minus 1. So I have this one here. So we're going to simplify this expression until we have something of this nature. So how do you do that? All right, my very first task here now is to record something, please. This is now equal to, I'm seeing 1 cos squared theta. Note that, not forget this relationship that we have that cos squared theta plus sin squared theta is equal to 1. This is what we know from the beginning, right? But now I'm seeing 1 minus cos squared theta. It means that I'm having this one here. If I take this one here, it becomes sin squared theta as being equal to what? 1 minus cos squared theta. If I take this one here, I'll have a negative sign here. So I'm seeing this expression at this point. So it means I can replace everything here as being equal to what? Sin squared theta. So I'll have sin squared theta as the real value of this one now. I have showed you how we got sin theta. All over, I'm saying sec theta minus 1. What we know is that if I have 1 plus, observe 1 plus tan squared theta, I'll have what there? Sec squared theta. This is what we know before now. But now I'm saying sec theta minus 1. It means that if this one comes, it becomes tan squared theta as being equal to sec squared theta minus 1. Take this one here, becomes a negative 1. So it means that anyone I see this expression, I can replace as what? Tan theta. So I'm seeing this expression as this one here. Because of what? Tan theta, I'll have tan squared theta at this point. Alright, what's the next task here? I'll repeat this question down. I have sin squared theta over tan squared theta. How do you proceed with this? From our very first class of trigonometry, I told you that if I have tan theta can be expressed as sin theta over cos theta. Please try to watch our last class, our very first class on trigonometry, or perhaps try to watch our videos, right? Really from the beginning to where we are now, so that you understand this concept, right? So at this point, what's next? It means that I'm having tan squared theta. If I put square here, it means everything will have square, a square here and a square here. So I can replace the value of tan squared theta as being equal to sin squared theta over cos squared theta. So from there I will have this one becomes sin squared theta all over this one alone. So from here I will replace the value of tan squared theta as being equal to what? Everything here. So I'll have sin squared theta over cos squared theta. I have this one here. All right, at this point, what's next? I'll have sin squared theta, that is this value here. This is divided by, so divided by everything here, sin squared theta over cos squared theta. So what's the next task from here? Next is apply the concept of what? Reciprocal, right? So from here, all right, from here what do you get now? I'll have that sin squared theta. So this one here multiplied by this one comes up first, cos squared theta all over this one comes down, sin squared theta. So I have this man here, as you can see. All right, we know that this one here will cancel out this one. So I'm left with what? Just only what? Cos squared theta. So I'm having my answer as what? Cos squared theta. But we know that we are trying to express our answer to this form. So it means that my final solution now is what? Cos squared theta. But still, we can still express cos squared theta as being equal to what? 1 minus sin squared theta. Here's the idea. We said sin squared theta plus cos squared theta is equal to 1. Right? But I'm having this one here. This one now, if I make this one subject here, this one comes here. So that becomes, I will have that cos squared theta is equal to 1. This one here, this one comes from minus sin squared theta. So anywhere I see cos squared theta, I can replace it as what? 1 minus sin squared theta. So put this value here. This one now can be expressed as what? 1 minus sin squared theta. I have proved this man to be this. Observe. So this becomes how to prove this example 3. Let's do example 2. Let's do example 3 in our next class.